Hi Cancer, welcome to your quantum reading. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to my cross watchers. Cross watcher, you could be dealing with a Cancer. Maybe the message is for you, so feel free to take it however it resonates with you and your situation. Keep in mind that these are general and timeless readings. Everything is located in the description box, as you guys already know. My website link with all my information and my Instagram handle. That's where I post just other things that I like to experiment with in regards to quantum physics and all those interesting things. And thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing. Thank you for all the ways that you have been here and supported the channel. Let us jump into your message, okay? Aha, how perfect. Like a little Einstein card and everything. We have got relativity. This is a lot to me about, it's all relative. So it depends on how you look at a situation. You know, they say that everyone has some form of a truth, and it looks like there could be perspectives rolling around. Like, situations depend on who you're, like, who's looking at the situation. Do you know what I'm saying? So apparently that is somehow coming in. I almost am getting a little bit of a vibe of like filters in which a situation or a dynamic is being perceived. And depending on who you talk to, who you communicate with, each situation is going to have whatever pros, cons, positive, negatives, and certain people like to put themselves in a particular position. You know what I mean? That's why I talk so much about perpetrator, victim, rescuer dynamics, because a lot of the times, like, you can even shift back and forth if that dynamic is at play at all. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. Now we have... This is hilarious. Okay, this is way freaking appropriate. Take it however it resonates. Sometimes when a couple of cards pop out like this, it's either talking about that you're vacillating back and forth between a couple of different archetypes, so this can be an internal thing, or it can talk about multiple people. So I'm gonna try to gauge somewhere in between both of those. So it looks like there's a person here, take whichever resonates, Cancer. You're either this super sweet, sweetheart, innocent thing, maybe, or the sustainer trying to contain this energy, or this can be control. So you see how that is situated the way that it is? It's like trying to hold something together, trying to even almost like encourage something in a particular direction, or the behavior of something. So that could be the case. I've seen that just in general. So that could be that someone in your environment is doing something, maybe even unbeknownst to them. They don't even know what they're doing, but this person has a particular perspective, but they don't, like, you might be very surprised over what is going on with this particular person's energy, because I'm not seeing shadow elements. We do have the crone, which is like maybe some kind of older feminine energy that is looking over the situation, or just knows a lot of psychic intuition. There's someone like that in the dynamic. Okay. So you could be losing your patience for someone, or someone is losing patience, because I wonder if it almost feels like to me that this person is a couple of different things. Hard to control, maybe even has just like, this person doesn't see a lot of negative things in life. I don't know. There's just a sweetness. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And it's like you have a perspective on it and they do. And there's very different experiences. And this is what's the trickiest thing, because you might not know the sensitivities here. We have microgravity. This is a very much like someone feels weighed down or controlled in some way. That's exactly what this feels like. Almost like a person here that is in a dynamic, like this is almost like a parent and a child situation. This person is so sweet and kind of veers off into situations that are perilous, or like this person just doesn't know, or I don't know what it is. But also what I was getting from this, which is totally different from microgravity, is I was getting something about like this person's heightened sensitivities literally in their physical body. So this person could have something that you don't quite relate with about a person in your, or someone doesn't relate with this about you. I know sometimes that gets tricky, but you guys literally have to take this however it resonates, depending on which archetype that I'm touching on and who you are in the dynamic. But it's not unlikely that if you're empathing, that you could experience being the sustainer and having someone in your environment, and you know that they're doing something not completely ill-intentioned, but also it's causing issues, or it's causing pain, or it's like weighed down in some particular way. I don't know. But this person like doesn't have a bad bone in their body type of a thing. So there's that temperance reverse. So losing patience or impatient. And this even has a bit of the reflectiveness. Page of Cups in reverse. Whenever I see that, that can be someone highly emotional, highly sensitive, possibly even traumatized or experiencing some kind of CPTSD. Obviously, I don't know the person or the situation, but that's kind of what it feels like to me. There's a growth process here. There's a person here that might be trying to develop something, but it's still kind of in developmental phases, but it looks like there will be progress over this next week, because this person could have been trying to figure it out. We have, again, a lot of intuition, almost like receiving visions, or and these could be really weird experiences, things that you're picking up on about this person, or vice versa. You might have someone around you. There's a lot of intuitive things, which might be both sides of the coin. It's almost like to your benefit, but also on the other side, like it could be detrimental in some ways. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles. And there's the Shadow. All right. Well, no wonder. Okay, so we've got a person over here. It could be a younger person, like maybe, I don't know if it genders at all, but we've got definitely a few different people that are playing out here. Let's see what it is. Okay. So it looks like there's a few different people that are involved in the dynamic. One is an older feminine, like some kind of sage person, someone that is giving insights into the situation, which could be like a grandmother or an older mother, someone who's past the phases of, but this person picks up on things, and it's like, they're like the matriarch. They're the person that just knows things, and you don't really know how they know, but that's somehow important to this whole dynamic. They could be trying to pick up on things. There's a person over here that is acting from their shadow self. And I mean, sometimes when it's in reverse, I can see that there's a person here that is releasing toxic patterns or trying to detach from what they perceived to be a toxic situation or a toxic dynamic, and they've discovered it. They could have gone into it kind of naively, and then they find themselves in the midst of it, and then a lot of the times you overcompensate because you're feeling drained being in the mix of the dynamic and the toxicity, that your intuition kicks on as an overcompensatory to try to make up for like certain parts of your body that get depleted by the exhaustion or by overinflammation that's kicking in when you're actually in the toxic environment. So it could be a work environment regarding finances, or that's somehow a factor. There's someone that is taking into consideration trying to save on money, trying to reserve energy. There's a lot of that taking place. It's kind of like vacillating back and forth between something is progressing and growing. It just takes time and it takes actual effort to make something possible. But there's a person here that's growing some kind of independence for themselves. Probably you, Cancer. Obviously this is your reading. So take whichever position. I mean, to be honest, we even have like quite a few. We have 2 water signs, and you could have gone through this development. So your intuition is very strong, obviously. So even any part of you, that's why like I wouldn't worry too much about even feeling the strong effects of trauma, because your intuition or your higher self will kind of like, there's a lot of communication that can come in that way. Seriously. But I wonder if you guys are even picking up on someone else's energy here, whether you are or aren't aware of it. Like someone could be trying to communicate with you that way, like not wanting to give direct information for whatever reason. Oh, we do have the 9, or no, that's the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups, and I always say you guys are the Moon card. All right. Oh, it feels like, so these cards are upside down. I think I'm gonna put them over here with this shadow person. I think that there was some kind of interaction here between this Saturnian person, which could have been a person here that was struggling with addiction. It could be marijuana or drinking, whatever or it can be eating. It doesn't just have to be that, or it could be porn. Whatever the expression is, and we all have our vices, so there's no judgment. It's just more like when the detachment needs to take place, then there can be a reaction, whatever it looks like, because a lot of the times it goes much deeper. And when there's a chemical buildup in the body of something that's just repressing emotion more and more, when you finally get to the bottom of that emotion, it's generally something that is from much younger in age. I mean, this can talk about childhood. That can be the significance of this. And that's what this person could be going through right now as far as diving into shadow work, as this person literally is playing out the emotions, and you are somehow a player in the mix. Not only you, I do think that there's a couple other people. Sometimes this could be another person, like an ex, or, there was someone else here that currently this person is thrown out of balance, or they're not in balance. You could have a strong intuition about what's going on, which I think is more like, that this person has influenced other people's opinion of you, and you're aware of it. And you also could be aware that these people may or may not be good people. Right now they're just out of balance, because like if this is in the mix, entanglement is a very real thing. Like there is no separation, but you're sitting there in the center dealing with the midst of this. So we've got a person here that is going through a negative cycle. Maybe this person could have done something really selfish. I also feel like this person in general is very selfish, because this person might not like the fact that you have a wish fulfillment. Maybe someone even wants to take that from you. And that's a part of the shadow thing that they're dealing with, because they're having a strong reaction to this, but it's much deeper. It's like you guys can talk about the dynamics of the relationship, whatever happened between the two of you, but it's much, much deeper than that, seriously. And until that gets approached or healed in the correct way, healing won't happen in general, or the cycle won't move beyond this. And so I think that I think that this person could have these people in the mix here trying to influence you, but it's like your intuition knows, or your instincts know, that something is off in these energies. I think that this person, like, the shadow energy is really fascinating, because if you were to take a really big, broad view of the situation, it's like this person is pretty much just like your energetic blockage. Yeah, they are trying to constrict. I think that person is doing that in general. Like, see that how the shadow and the sustainer is like keeping you corralled in some way, or keeping you from like doing a whole lot. Eventually what will happen is, first of all, you have to trust your intuition, because that's the strongest thing, and it's probably really a lot more accurate than you give it credit for. But the other side is that a lot of the times, like, it can be that you'll do something to get in touch with yourself, and that will like create a change in this situation. But just know in general, this person is going through some kind of negative cycle, and apparently there's like this person still hasn't discovered the fact that they have power and control over their own emotions. There could be a lot of codependencies that are playing out in general. I think definitely in these dynamics. So that's playing out over there. You just might be trying to energetically disconnect yourself, which is why I think this is coming in general. Anyway, Cancer, let me dive into the extended. I'll see whatever else wants to come out. If you want to join me over there, feel free. Go down below, click on the Vimeo link, see it over there. But Cancer, if this is where we leave things, sending you so much love, wishing you all the very best. See you in your next reading. Take care.